Hi wonderful people, it's Wild here. Today I'll be showing you how to build this pretty cottagecore style house. This cottage would be an excellent addition to your survival world or a creative build world. The materials you'll need for this build are on your screen now. Here is the outline for today's build. You can see it's essentially a 9 by 15 rectangle with a little section at the front for the entryway, as well as the chimney and front steps marked in with the light grey and white concrete. We'll begin our house by starting on the chimney base. And first we'll build 8 high, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 across the back of the chimney with some stone bricks. Then we'll come another layer forward, this time mixing in some mossy stone bricks. Next we'll build 2 high, like this, placing an upside down stair and a right way up stair. And then we'll build up an additional 4 high with our stone bricks. Finally, for the chimney base, we'll just place 2 stone bricks here. Now that that's in, we can work on the foundation for the house, just by going around the outline with some mossy stone bricks and stone bricks. The way you randomize these 2 blocks is up to you, so if you have more stone brick, you can use more of it in the build. I'll also place a mossy stone brick here and here either side of where we'll have our steps. I'm just finishing filling in the floor with some stripped dark oak logs, and I've placed these long ways and filled in the little entryway section. Now we can add in some posts for our walls. These are 5 high, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They'll go in each corner of the build. Then we have one in the center on the 2 short walls. And then 3 away from the 2 end posts on the long side. You can see we have 3 block gaps all around, a 5 block gap here, some more 3 block gaps, and then at the front here we want to count 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and place one in here. Now we'll continue with some stripped spruce logs and join each of these posts with some beams. When we come to the chimney side, build straight into the chimney. Now before we put the walls in, we need to add in some locations for windows, and to do this, we'll place in some smooth sandstone with some white stained glass on top. So we have a 3 high window here, a 2 high window here. We will have a skipped wall here with no window. One goes in here. Skip this wall. A 3 wide window and a 3 high window here. A 1 wide 2 high window next to it. And finally, a 1 wide 2 high window on this wall. The last step before we put in our walls is to add in some planters. And for this, I'll place some stone brick and mossy stone brick stairs. You can see I've placed stone brick ones in front of the stone brick in the foundations and mossy ones in front of the mossy stone bricks in the foundations. I have a 3 wide planter on this side with moss on top. On the other side, I'll just place 1 stair but have a 2 wide planter going onto the chimney here. I'll have a 3 wide planter in this location. And 1 just in front of this window. A 3 wide planter here. and in front of this window as well. A 1 wide planter in front of this window. A 3 wide planter here. And finally a 1 wide planter in front of this window. Now that we've got our planters in, we can start filling in the walls with some smooth sandstone and some regular sandstone. You want to use the regular sandstone to texturize the walls to look like the walls have weathered away over time. You can use as much or as little sandstone as you like in between your smooth sandstone, just to achieve a look you're happy with. And it's always a good idea to take a step back after you fill in each section to check you are happy with the distribution. Now we need to fill in this entryway section, again with some texturized sandstone and smooth sandstone. This diagonal here is 5 high, like this. Then we need to add in our door, and we'll build around the door, creating a frame. Then we'll build an additional 1 up, and add in a window. And then build around that window to create a frame. And finally we need to create the peak just with 1 block for the gable. Now we can begin adding in the rest of our gables, starting with these 2 larger ones. Begin with a smooth sandstone block with 2 white stained glass panes for our window. Then build 3 to either side, remembering to randomize as you go. From now on, we'll be building up 2 at a time, moving in 1 each time to create a point. First group of 2. Second group of 2. And finally 1 more to make our gable. And we'll do this on the other side as well. There is also a gable at the back of the build. We'll begin by placing a glass pane and then coming 2 to either side. And then we'll just continue up to create our point. The final gable is at the front of the build here, and we'll begin by placing a sandstone block here and here, so it's next to this chimney, and 2 in from the side, and then we'll just build up our point, going up 1 each time and remembering to randomize as we go. You can see I've kept most of the randomizing to this side of the gable, as this section will be covered by the roof, so it won't have weathered as much. It's time to start adding some details, starting with a planter on this little window here. And I'm placing some oak trapdoors around it like this. Notice I'm not putting one on the bottom as we've got a door decoration going here. As I'm going around the build, I'll add in the trapdoors to the rest of the planters, and I'll also place in some campfires, which I'll put out using a shovel to create some window decorations. Make sure you place them from the side so these 2 logs are facing forward. And these should sit just above each window. On this 3 wide window here, place 2 campfires either side like this, and then we'll create a little planter in the center. This is the planter for the window above and also adds to the window decoration. Next I'll grab some more strip spruce logs, and on the front and back I'll have them one down from the top of these posts here, just coming forward. And then where we've got our gables on the side and on the back in the center here, I'll have them at the very top of the posts. On the sides, we need to create some separation between the ground floor and the attic story. To do this, we'll start with some dark oak stairs, and I'm leaving these 2 blocks free, and I'll place in some spruce trapdoors here and here. Then I'll create a little planter for this window. And just like on the other windows, I use a campfire just above it. And I'll do this on the other side as well. The next stage is roofing, beginning by creating some dark oak edges for each of our roofs. I'm coming out here from the chimney at the same height as this top block, and I'm just coming out one in front of our entry gable. Now I'll go back and forth with upright and upside down stairs to create the edge, and when you reach the center, build 2 out with some stripped oak logs before creating a little point. And then I'll come back down the other side. And you can take a look back to make sure they're even. Now go underneath your build and place an upside down stair here to fill in the gap. This could be a little bit tricky and you might have it curving, so try placing it from the other side if this happens, so it sits nice and straight. Now you can place in 2 more stairs here, and that's the edge of the first roof. For the larger gable that sits behind this first one, we'll begin by placing our stair on this log here, and then once again alternating back and forth. When you reach the top, build 2 out with some stripped spruce logs, and then create your point. Then come back down the other side. You only need to place an upside down stair in here, as the roof is going to close up here. Then you can just place your right way up one until it reaches the chimney. For the gable on the back of the bill, we'll start on top of this log, and once again go back and forth with our dark oak stairs, coming 2 out with some spruce logs and creating a point. Then coming back down the other side. For this side of the roof, we can then go ahead and place a stair continuing along this section here, and then turning and going along this way, and do that on the other side as well. We're going to begin working on the 2 large gable edges in just a second, but first we need to place some stairs along the front. And 1 on this side. Now we can work on the edges. First we'll have a stair and then an upside down stair, and then we'll be adding in blocks in between each grouping as we're going up 2 each time. Once you reach the top, come 2 forward with some stripped spruce logs, and then build 2 up with your dark oak planks before creating the little point. Now I'll do the other side. Before we add on the roof, I've come inside the build and I'm going to add in the fireplace. For this I'm just using some stone bricks, blocks, stairs and slabs. And then placing a campfire. Then I'll add in some beams going throughout the house, one going down the center like this. And then following these back posts on the back wall. I'll add in a ladder. You can use a staircase if you'd like, but I'm using a ladder to be space saving. And then fill in your floor with some spruce slabs at the upper levels so you can see these beams sticking out below. For the roof, you'll need bricks, stairs and slabs, and we're starting on the back. Begin by coming along and we're following the shape of this edging that we created here, and we'll need to curve around the build to fit in with our smaller gable. So I'll place a stair here to line up with this edging, and then I'll join it up to the blocks from the bigger roof. Now we've got some stairs, and this can just curve right around, followed by some blocks. And here I'll use some slabs to connect it. And then I'll come and do the same thing on the other side. When it comes to roofing, it can be a little bit confusing, so always take a step back and check you don't have any holes and that your stairs are all rotated the right way. And just take your time. When I come to the top here, I'll just build one across like this. And then I want to create a swooping shape to the roof. So I'll place a stair, and a block, then a stair, and then two slabs. And I'll do this on the other side as well. Block, stair, two slabs. And you can see that creates a lovely shape. Now on the front side, we'll begin by filling in the roof of this small gable. And I'm just doing the two sides like this, and then adding a slab on the top. And then for the rest of the roof, we'll do a similar tactic to the back, just building along, making sure we match up our stairs and our blocks of the larger roof with the stairs of this smaller gable. If you're enjoying this tutorial, I would really appreciate if you could consider subscribing. You'll get lots more videos like this one, and if you'd like some personalized building ideas, check out my Patreon. Make sure you're building right behind the chimney and continuing on connecting up your stairs and blocks. And that's the filling of the roof done. Now the roof's in, we can add in the last half of the chimney, starting by building up 6 high at the back, mixing in some mossy stone brick as you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I'll create a little circle at the front with some stairs, placing them upside down and right way up like this. I'll place 1 block on top on the left hand side, and then on the right hand side I'm going to build up 3 high. 1, 2, 3. Next we'll add in a stair here and a wall on top. And we're putting in our first campfire and surrounding it with some spruce trapdoors. Next, build an additional 3 high on the left hand side, 1, 2, 3, placing in 2 walls, and then we're putting in our final campfire surrounding with trapdoors. Here's how the chimney should look. The next important detail we need to add is a decoration around the door, starting with some stone brick stairs, and creating a frame with some oak fences, an oak slab in the center, and then 2 campfires. And just like over the windows, make sure they're facing forward, so you've got these 2 logs here. So I'm adding some finishing touches to the build, like some greenery on the roof, and I've been using azalea leaves here, mixing in some flowering azalea ones occasionally, as well as some flowers to our pot plants. Here I'm using pink tulips, oxeye daisies, red tulips, poppies, and lily of the valleys, as well as some little azalea bushes in some of the places. And doesn't this look wonderful? As a final finishing touch, I'm going to go around and add some lanterns hanging off of these strip spruce logs here. And the ones on the taller gables, I'm going to hang from some chains. I'll place some lanterns along the side, one up here, and then this side as well. These will add a lovely glow to the build and really make all the dimension we added pop. So here's the finished build. I've put it in a garden with flowers that I've used in the pots, and I've surrounded it with some birch trees which play off the light tones in the walls. I hope you enjoyed this build tutorial. Please consider subscribing and I'll see you in another video.